Hey guys, and this is David. I'm flying solo. Well, not really. I have Engineer Roy, and welcome to the Wrestling Guy podcast, Engineer Roy.
Thank you.
Oh man, a few words. I hope I'm not gonna butcher your name here because I've been practicing the last name all day, but we have a very special guest, and her name is Daria Berenato.
You said the last name perfectly, but you butchered my first name, but so does everybody else. Daria. It's really cool.
And the whole time I was practicing.
Well, you know what? You were probably practicing what you hear in all my other interviews because literally everybody says Daria. It's the show, the show Daria that came out and
That's what I thought of.
I know.
How you doing?
I'm great. What's going on, guys?
Not much here. I'm glad to have you here.
Absolutely glad to come on.
I'm glad you got some time out of your busy schedule. You're training over here with Brian Kendrick.
Yes, I am. I've been training with Brian Kendrick basically since the day I got home from Tough Enough, and it's actually right around the corner, I think.
Yeah, it's about
pretty close.
10 minutes?
10 minutes.
So how you like it? How's it going over there?
It's amazing. Brian Kendrick is probably the perfect person for me to be training with. I love his style. I was watching a lot of his old wrestling matches, and he's awesome. He's fast-paced, high-intensity, super character-driven, and I just think that he's probably one of the best people to learn from.
How did you go? Now, I saw that at a young age you started the MMA.
Yes.
And I know you weren't a big wrestling fan when you started.
Mm-hmm.
How did you go from MMA to wrestling?
So I started MMA when I was about 16. It was my junior year of high school. So that was new to me at a pretty older age, and I fell in love with it immediately. And the same kind of thing happened with pro wrestling. A friend of mine, Maria Menounos, had dabbled in wrestling. She does little celebrity spots for WWE once in a while, and she is a big supporter of my MMA, and she comes to my fights and supports me and stuff like that. And after my last fight, she was like, "You would be so good for wrestling," and I was like pro wrestling, like WWE,
Right.
And she was like, "Yeah, that would be such a good kind of transfer for you because you've acted, you've done hosting, so obviously you're not afraid to be in front of people, and you're an athlete, you're a natural athlete. That would be such a good transition for you." And I was like, that actually sounds kind of fun. So I kind of started doing my research, and I saw WWE Tough Enough, and I was like, oh, this is it. This is the opportunity right here. And I signed up, and the rest was history.
Now, how hard is it? Well, let me ask you this. How did you get into MMA? What made you fall in love with MMA?
I think I like MMA so much because it's so raw. You get in there, and there's nothing to think about. Everything is just second nature. It's instinct, it's primal. Everything in there is just real and raw, and it's down to the gritty, all emotions, thoughts go out the window, and you kind of just act on what you've been training for the past however long. And I think I just like how real it is.
And when you told your mom and your dad, "Hey, I'm gonna be MMA fighter," so you're a beautiful young lady. I have to say young.
Thank
She's
you.
way younger than I am. So I'm sure they must have said wait a minute.
Yeah. Growing up in the suburbs of New Jersey, it was kind of a weird thing. I grew up playing soccer, basketball, lacrosse. I was always an athlete. But when I said MMA, everyone was kind of like, what's MMA? Because,
right.
This is 5 years ago now or whatever, and it's still not that mainstream of a sport. So when you say MMA, people think that they know what you're talking about, but they really are confused. So my mom was like, what exactly is that? And I was like, well, it's like fighting, just fighting. And she's like, so you actually get hit? And it was kind of like a mother fear type thing. Whereas my dad was like, oh, hell no. You are not getting in a kid. No. So my dad was upset, to say the least.
That's amazing. It's the opposite. I thought the dad would be like, all right, my girl's gonna.
Well, speaking as a father of a daughter, hell no.
Maybe because I only have boys,
Now, fast forward 4 years to my second MMA fight, which my dad flew to California from New Jersey to watch. He's now my number one fan. You hear him in his office, oh, my daughter can kick your ass, yeah. And my mom is my biggest fan as well, which she's always been. But yeah, it's so funny. My dad really didn't know the future of it.
Right.
He didn't see what a girl would do in MMA. Like, he just thought it was a violent sport that I would do for fun. Whereas I always thought of it as a career path. I was like, I can be this awesome fighter. I looked up to people like Julie Kenzie and Gina Carano at the time, and I was like, I can do this. Like, I can make a name for myself in this sport and maybe segue into whatever else comes with it, acting and modeling, and I thought that it could be a really cool platform for me. He didn't see that. But now that he does see that and he sees my success in it, he's, like I said, he's my biggest supporter.
MMA, I mean, there's UFC, of course. That's what everybody thinks.
Right.
I know there's some difference in the two.
It's like saying I play NFL. You don't play NFL. You play football in the NFL. So I'm an MMA fighter. I eventually hope to get into the UFC, but I'm an MMA fighter, you know?
Now, Ronda Rousey, of course, she's the most popular fighter.
Yes.
Is she?
Period,
I guess. How do you see her as an inspiration or somebody you want to be like or
beat up?
Yeah, like I said, well, first of all, we're different weight classes. Yeah. I would be a straw weight as a professional, and she's a bantamweight. But like I said, I looked up to Gina Carano a lot growing up. She was kind of the first pioneer of women's MMA, and strong, bold woman who was also beautiful. And Ronda Rousey kind of took that a step further. She continued on that path in pioneering women's MMA, and she's done so much for the sport. She's opened so many doors. Dana White once said there would never be women in the UFC. Wow. Now one of his biggest attractions is a woman. Right. And Ronda Rousey has really just made so many pathways for us to now follow in. So yeah, absolutely, I look up to Ronda Rousey.
Especially now because she's doing movies. Will she do like 3 movies already in a year?
Expendables, yeah. Entourage.
That's the movie I cannot remember. What's Entourage? And then Fast 7?
Fast and Furious, yeah. Gina Carano was in Fast and Furious 6, and then Ronda was in Fast and Furious 7.
I have to try to remember what part she was in Fast and 6.
It was very brief. Yeah. I think she got killed off. She was on The Rock's team.
Oh, yes. She
was the bad chick.
I miss all this stuff. What was I doing?
I'm here to fill you in.
Snow White.
I was watching Snow White. So now you're so then you go to Tough Enough.
Yes.
Now I heard, I'm a big critic of the new Tough Enough. Because it seems more reality show BS to me, more than the in-ring. I was a big fan of the original Tough Enough and the Stone Cold Tough Enough. I don't know if you got to see.
Yeah, I've watched.
What do you think? Being a part of the show, but just now watching it maybe from the outside, do you see it like us fans have seen it?
Yeah, I get what you guys are saying. I get the common complaint that the people that are coaching us don't get to have a say in our judging. Yeah. And I get it, but I also know what I signed up for. You know, I knew it was part reality show. I knew it was part entertainment, sports entertainment, and I knew it was part athletic based and competition based. So that being said, I kind of went in with an open mind, and I can't be disappointed in an opportunity like this. I was working and surrounded by WWE professionals every day. I got to live next to the Performance Center and train in the Performance Center with NXT superstars. It was an opportunity of a lifetime. So regardless of the format of the show and common complaints, which yes, I may agree with, it was amazing just being a part of it.
Because I hear this, and I heard this about you. Mm-hmm. If they would have stuck with the original or even the Austin format, I call it the Austin format because that's the year he holds it, you would have probably still beat right now. Because I think this whole, God correct me, but ZZ thing is just a way to stick it to Vince McMahon and say, you know what, we don't like the way this show is, and we're going to vote this guy in because this is the guy you don't want.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what Vince McMahon's thinking. I don't know what WWE's universe is thinking. I can say from living with these people that ZZ definitely has charisma, and I think that he has 50% of what it takes to be a WWE superstar. That being said, there are definitely other superstars in the WWE that only have 50% as well. You know, there's the guys that cut amazing promos but don't do the greatest wrestling moves, and then there's the guys that do the amazing wrestling moves but can't really cut a promo or talk on the microphone. So I think that since it's such a diverse world, pro wrestling and WWE specifically, I think it leaves room for a lot of different type of characters.
I think you would have fit in perfect. I think you will fit in perfect.
I think I will fit in perfect is the key word.
Because I mean, everybody's favorite, wouldn't they? I guess when you guys all came out on the Raw stage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wasn't there at that point, but yeah.
Oh, I don't know why I'm mixed up on this. That's what I'm telling you. This
No, you're right.
Tough Enough is just.
It was the episode after I left.
Okay.
So yeah.
Because I think the favorite there after that was Gigi.
Yeah, and rightfully so.
Everybody was saying not because of her skill-wise, but because look-wise.
I can attest to that, and I'll say this first and foremost. I think I was by far the most athletic female in the house. But behind me, by a slight margin, was Gigi, without a doubt. She gave me a run for my money in all the she beat me in a couple of the physical challenges, just cardio and stuff like that. But when it came to the in-ring stuff, the stuff that matters and the stuff that's super important, Gigi was up there.
Really?
And Amanda was behind Gigi, but still up there. And Sarah Lee was the furthest margin behind. Out of the 13 competitors that made it into the house, I think that everybody would agree that Sarah Lee's the least athletic. So, she's a nice girl. I liked living with her, and she was cordial for the most part. It's just when you ask me, we're now down to the final 4. Who deserves this shot? It's a $250,000 contract with the WWE, the biggest wrestling organization in the world. And, I have to be honest in saying it's Amanda and Josh.
Right.
Josh is the clear standout for the males for the obvious reason that he's charismatic. He's athletic. He's a stud. He's an all-around triple threat. And Amanda has some of those same features. She's beautiful. She's athletic. She's definitely athletic. And she has abilities to learn the in-ring skill. And I think that for that reason alone, I think we all want a Tough Enough winner that is going to actually go somewhere this time, and I want that too. Yeah.
Because I don't think there has been a Tough Enough winner on the main roster that has made it.
We've had Ryback and Miz, but, I think they were both runner-ups and stuff like that.
How was Miz?
Miz is awesome. He's probably one of my favorite WWE superstars, hands down.
He's becoming my favorite right now. I don't know why.
Dude, he is so freaking cool. Like, he's real. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, when he talks to you, he doesn't, put on a phony voice or try to, he's really just shoots the shit, and he's a cool guy.
How Daniel Bryan is my favorite. So if he's not the way I think he is.
No, he is.
Break my heart.
No, he absolutely is. He came up to me after and was like, "I'm sorry," he's just the nicest guy ever. And I think that we need more guys like Daniel Bryan and his girlfriend. I love Brie Bella. I'm a big fan. I think that they're just great people. I think they're really down to earth, and I think that they're very open-minded and appreciative, and they bring a different flavor to the WWE, and I respect them for that.
I think the other one that they keep comparing because they say she's rough, Paige. Is she really that hard? I keep hearing she's pretty.
She definitely laid into us, but that's what made it fun. That's what made it good, Because then we got home at night and we're like, crap, man, we have to step up our game because we just got reamed a new one by Paige on national television. Like, she's the one that she set the playing field. She set the standards, and we really had to live up to that. When she had my belt in her hand, my NXT belt, I was like, oh, I am getting that back. And Paige, I will get that back one day, even if I have to win it from you.
So how hard was it, the transition from MMA to WWE? Well, the training. How hard is it, or what's the comparisons?
It's actually really funny, to be honest. MMA is you get bumps and bruises, and I guess the average person would say it's painful, but I don't really think it is. It's kind of just, I don't know, it's just fighting. It's hard to explain, you're just in the moment. Whereas pro wrestling is you're slamming your body on your back and your neck, and if you bump wrong, your neck's sore for 3 weeks, and it's definitely a different kind of pain.
Right.
And intensity, but it's probably the funnest thing that I've ever done in my entire life. It's literally like telling a little kid, go run around like a human ninja and do whatever you want. When you're little and you push the couches together and you do backflips off of it and you videotape it and think that you're making a junior Jackass video.
Yeah.
That's me doing pro wrestling. It's oh my God, I actually get to do this stuff. I get to jump on top of ropes and not that I really have mastered that yet, but I mean, come on, it's the funnest thing I've ever done in my entire life.
I took one bump in the ring, and that was because I don't know if you've watched Lucha Underground yet.
A little bit, yes.
I took a bump in one of their rings, and that was the worst feeling.
Off the top rope or just standing?
I just said, I used to watch Tough Enough a lot when they would show you how they would fall.
Yeah.
And I did that one time, and all I remembered was saying, "Don't let your head hit the mat."
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. And I'm like, I felt that pain for I think a week, and that was one bump.
Yeah.
I mean, so what does your mom and dad think when you told them, now I'm gonna be a wrestler?
Well, the funny part is that somehow they've convinced themselves that it's safer. And I've reassured them multiple times it is actually more dangerous. Because in MMA you don't break your neck. Like, if you break your neck in MMA, you're stupid. Like, how do you do that? I mean, I guess you could, but I'm sure it's happened. But it's much more common in wrestling than it is in MMA. You don't do flips off the cage in MMA. You do flips off the ring in wrestling all the time, and it's definitely more high risk. But that's just what makes me love it more. I'm a daredevil at heart. I'm totally a adrenaline junkie, and I love anything that's a little bit off the straight line. So it's like it's made for me, So
here at Brian Kendrick's, are you starting from the bottom up, or are you taking what you kind of learned from Tough Enough and then just going from there? Or
Tough Enough was an amazing experience, and it definitely taught me the very, very basics of wrestling. Rolling and a little bit of bumping and running the ropes. But Brian's really started me from ground zero and really just built on the foundation that I had from Tough Enough. And he's amazing at just teaching you everything and at a really fast pace. That's one thing that surprised me about the wrestling classes with Kendrick is how fast it moves. It's like, okay, bumps, moving on. Okay, now we're going to run a high spot. Now we're going to run the ropes. Now we're going to do this. Now we're going to do that. And I love it like that because it's like you really feel like you're learning. And if you don't get something, he'll stay after with you, or he'll ask you if you want to come early, or whatever. As long as you put out the effort, Brian Kendrick's willing to do anything for you.
And how his other students taking to you? Are they helping you out, or are they kind of like?
They have been actually really awesome. Sasha, I think he's a former guest on here. Brandon.
Hey, Sasha. Hope you're feeding your bear.
What's going on, my little Russian? No, he's actually, I guess he's kind of like Brian's helper. He helps teach the class sometimes and helps his students, and he's really been a big help to me. Anything I don't get, I'm like, dude, why does my lockup look so weird? And he's like, oh, you got to do this. And he's just a really, really good person to go to for information if Brian's busy or if he's working with somebody else. All the students, Evan, I don't know if you know Evan. He's also a wrestler.
I think sounds familiar.
At Kendrick. He does some of the local shows and stuff. He's been really amazing. Everyone's been so receptive, and lucky for me, there's females there for me to work with because similar to MMA, you need female training partners because males and females are completely different in the cage and in the ring. So it's good to have other girls to work with so that I get the feeling of, okay, what can other girls do?
Right. Now, would you say?
Would I say?
If Lucha Underground or one of the smaller organizations came to you, I mean, of course your goal is to get to WWE.
Right.
But if they came to you and offered you would you take it, or would you rather just wait for WWE, or would you rather just stick to MMA?
So my goal right now, my immediate goal right now, is to get into NXT. And by immediate, I mean I'm going to do everything in my power until they tell me to stop calling them, until I get into NXT. Right. So I don't want to do anything that Brian wouldn't recommend. Brian is my source of information. Brian is my coach and my teacher. So if Brian says, Daria, I think you should do Lucha Underground until the WWE calls, then I'll do Lucha Underground. But it's basically whatever Brian Kendrick says. He's my coach and he's my confidant. But like I said, my immediate goal in the near future is NXT.
I like that.
And I think that it's a very reasonable goal,
I think so, too. Does it seem like the door was open for a possibility?
I think that I've met the right people and gotten the right connections, and it's all about how I now utilize them. I think I was not one of the few, but I definitely took my opportunities from Tough Enough and ran with them. The day that I got home from Tough Enough, I sat in my house. First of all, I quit my job, which obviously isn't the easiest thing to do because I'm definitely used to having money come in. I was managing a bar, and when I came back, they were like, oh, are you going to come back to the bar? And I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to dedicate 130% of my time to training. So my days consist of training, learning how to budget my money and training. I train MMA still. I train pro wrestling 3 days a week, and then I train MMA when I'm not training pro wrestling. So just to keep up all of my arsenal. I think that if I stopped training MMA, it would hurt me more than it would help me. I think it's good to keep my strikes on point and to incorporate that into my pro wrestling.
Well, of course you want to be yourself, but can we see you maybe as a female Brock Lesnar?
I think that naturally I would be a female Brock Lesnar. If you've ever seen me in the ring or the cage, if you go back and watch my fights, I'm probably the most intense person in the freaking world.
I ain't gonna lie, I was a little
yeah.
I was a little intimidated.
When I walk out to the cage, people are like, what is they're like a demon has possessed her, and that's why they call me the Jersey Devil. Yeah. I get into this mode when I fight or when I perform, and I everything goes black, and I just unleash the power of the Jersey Devil, and I think that that's probably going to be my character. Like I said, WWE can take it and run with it and do whatever they want with it because I'm definitely diverse. But
I would like to see that because I think that's what the Divas division needs too. Something different besides they are doing the whole Divas Revolution. They are kind of helping the girls, but I would like to see somebody to come in and be let me kick your ass and
badass.
Yeah, badass. Come in and kick ass and get out.
See that on you.
I think that the Divas Revolution is awesome, and I think that they've brought in amazing NXT talent that is whooping butt right now. Yeah. Charlotte, Sasha Banks, and Becky Lynch, I think, are outstanding. I think they're so athletic, and I think that they really grow our sport, especially the females. Like it makes us more legitimate. It makes us more intimidating as an entity, and I think that the Bella Twins do a great job of that. I think that Paige. I think all of the current divas are amazing. But I do think you're lacking that that Brock Lesnar is, that I'm going to come in here and rip your face off. And I think that some people are worried that the WWE Universe can't handle that out of the women's division, but I think that they're wrong. I think that they're ready for a girl that can kick ass.
Yeah, because I think if you watch WrestleMania, the last one, 31, Rousey, when she jumped into the ring,
they loved it.
Nuts,
Yeah.
And I think that's what's missing, especially in the Divas division, because you have the character of Stephanie McMahon, and if you watch back the Attitude Era, Vince McMahon, Austin, you knew Austin was going to come out and whoop his ass.
Right.
Right now, I think that's what's missing, and they're trying to find that magic. It's like, well, who can shut down the Authority? They have no divas that will stand up to Stephanie.
Right.
And then you have no guys that could step up to Triple H. But and that's what I think. If you were to come in as an ass kicker, just I'm gonna come in, whoop your ass, and walk out. It brings intrigue to the whole Divas division, and I think it builds it up to the point where, all right, who's gonna be the first one to beat her?
Right. I think you're right. I think it's amazing, and I think that would be a perfectly suitable spot for me. I hope that maybe they're thinking the same thing.
I hope so.
But if not, I'll be glad to tell them. No, but I'm here to be the next diva, to be the next superstar. So.
They need to see some of your YouTube videos if they haven't, because I'm telling you, I saw it. You need to see it.
I'm definitely.
There was one. I was like, "Are you sure?" I go, "Maybe I can cancel this podcast."
That's why you don't want to be here alone.
I don't want to be here alone. I was like, I asked the wrong question. Drop me in 5.
But the funniest part is I've never even been in a street fight, so I'm really not. Yeah, an intimidating threat in that sense.
No, but just the video.
That's enough. That's enough. Yeah.
I was like, damn, they dropped the ball. It wasn't them, but I guess the fan voting and the judging and all that. But I was like, damn, they dropped the ball on that. I was like, golden opportunity right there. How do you not build off that character right there?
Yeah.
I'm like. Yeah, that's why I didn't want to be alone. I was a little intimidated.
That's why you're here.
That's why, Roy.
Now we know.
Roy, you got it. Now, you said you were a bar manager, and you tweeted that you were doing an after show of Bar Rescue.
Yes.
Now, you didn't come out on Bar Rescue, did you? But your bar didn't come out on Bar Rescue.
No. Oh, my land. No. Actually, I forgot to say this. I might go back to my bar part-time, so if you guys want to stop by and see me, just kidding. I said that on Bar Rescue, and my co-host was like, don't say that. People are going to start showing up at your bar. So I won't get the address. But no, my bar was not on Bar Rescue. It would never be on Bar Rescue. I'm a very strict manager, and I run a tight ship. But No, yeah, I do bar rescue because I love, I bartended for so many years, and I say that, and I'm 21 years old. People are like, how is that possible? I've been bartending since I was 17. So, it works out.
Well, you don't even know what to do in a bar.
Just don't ask questions.
I don't know.
He's never been in a bar.
What?
I don't drink.
Nuh-uh.
No.
I mean, I don't drink either anymore, but...
Never had a drink.
Never?
No. Straight edge.
That's awesome.
Yeah. No drinking, no smoking, no drugs.
Good for you. You can go to a bar and watch sports, though, and eat chicken wings.
He's a loser.
Oh!
But you like bar rescue.
Yeah.
Have you had an episode that just stands out to you the most?
Probably the last one. It was Bar Rescue Gone Urban, and it was like, it was a really neat episode.
Kill yourself.
Kill yourself. Did you watch it? Oh my Lanta! I was like, wow, Keisha.
Said, oh my Lanta.
You never heard that before?
I say it on the reg.
I haven't heard it in a long time.
Oh.
I thought, oh my god, I kept saying it when we were filming Tough Enough, and I was like, God damn it. They're going to clip together all the pieces of me saying, oh my Lanta, and I'm going to look like the world's biggest dork. And then they didn't air it, and I was like, oh, thank God.
See, we don't only just talk wrestling here. We talk about everything.
Yeah, a little bit of
the bar rescue. My favorite one, I don't know if you've seen it, is the one where they go to Anaheim. I think they have it's a bar in Anaheim. It's the only time he tried to rescue the same bar twice.
Really?
Yeah.
Which bar?
I don't remember the name of the bar, but it's like I don't know if it was like, it's a sports bar, but they were like topless or something.
Oh no.
They were dressed really sexy. No, they were in bikinis. In swimsuits.
Okay.
And then Taffer changed it all.
That's sanitary.
And then and then he goes back. They call him back. But the only reason the guy wanted him to rescue that bar was so he can focus on his second bar he was going to open.
Oh no.
Said, fuck you.
Yeah, that's not a great idea.
Yeah, because I was amazed though when you put it up there. You like bar rescue. I'm like, I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
How many
Bar
business owners don't know anything and they open up a business?
It is literally, I think it's the ultimate American dream to open a bar. What guy doesn't want to retire and open a bar and sit at the end of the bar with his Yingling? You guys are on the West Coast, you don't have Yingling, with his fat tire or Coors Light, whatever, and chill. Like right. That is the ultimate dream. I'm a girl. And that's my ultimate dream. Like, that is so cool.
Sports bar?
Yeah, or maybe an Italian restaurant with, like, good prosciutto di Parma and stuff like that. But I won't get into that. Because then I'll just get hungry and want pizza. But it's like the American dream to open a restaurant or a bar when you retire. And I think it's really sad watching a lot of these bar rescues because it's like they just put their life savings, whether they were a janitor for 30 years and they put every penny they saved away to open this bar that is now in the drain $1 million or whatever it is. It's really sad. Yeah. So I really like what John Taffer does, and I like the show because I think it really helps people. It gets people out of extreme poverty and it teaches them a little bit about what they want to do. So
what gets me mad is when they don't listen.
Yeah.
When they don't listen, it's like I turn to my wife and I tell her, like, I have a wrestling story. That's like Vince McMahon coming over here giving me advice and me just saying, fuck you, Vince. You
yeah.
Shit.
It's like wanting to be a pro wrestler and then Vince McMahon telling you, okay, this is what you need to do, and you be like, but no, I'm not going to listen to you. Like, come on. John Taffer he has the bar science, and you just need to follow it and you will be successful.
That's what
I just wish Vince McMahon would come over here and help me out.
Come on,
but
Vince.
He's not a store owner.
No, but he knows
different.
You
might want Donald Trump.
Never mind.
This is a whole other topic.
That's a whole.
That's why the fight is 1 night apart.
That's Hulk Hogan's running mate. Okay.
Yeah, Donald Trump.
Did I mention that you have Jim Ross beef jerky in your store?
Yes.
That is a
seasoning.
Shut up.
And you had ketchup or something.
We had ketchup and barbecue sauce.
That is
which
awesome.
Ran out.
We were gonna give you some beef jerky because it's gonna be up to you because you told us off the air. I don't know if you want to tell everybody.
I have high beef jerky standards.
Yes.
Because my father and my grandfather make homemade beef jerky. They dehydrate it themselves, and it's actually deer jerky from the deer that they hunt. And I have high beef jerky standards, but Jim Ross, I'm willing to try yours.
Have you met Jim Ross yet? Or?
No, but he tweeted me after my run on Tough Enough.
Oh, okay.
He I forget exactly what he said. I have it saved in my phone, but he said something along the lines of, if this is what you want to do, you have what it's. Keep going. You got it.
And that's the man to listen to because.
All hail Jim Ross. Yeah, absolutely.
Because he had the most successful run in WWE because he was the talent coordinator, I think, when Austin and Rock and Edge, Christian, and all them. So he knows his talent.
Jim Ross is definitely a legend in the WWE, and yeah, having someone like him reach out, I was like, oh, this is like the holy grail of of wrestlers. Yeah, this is pretty cool.
Now we have some fans that are listening that go to Santino's a lot.
Oh, do we?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And I know one of them wanted me to ask you, are you going to do any indie shows, you think, or are you just going to try to avoid them?
No, I'm definitely not, like I said, I'm unemployed, so I would love to make a couple extra bucks and do indie shows. I just want to be respectful to Brian. Like I said, he's my coach, and when he says I can do an indie show and he approves it, then hey, why not? I think I would most likely stick to like the shows that Brian puts on.
Right.
You know, those are as big as I need to go at the moment until I get to the WWE, I think. So I think that would be the perfect place to practice what I've learned and to kind of showcase some of the skills that Brian's taught me and put them into action before I,
Yeah, because we had a couple people who were like, oh, she's in Santino's today. I wonder when is she gonna wrestle?
Well, at the last Brian Kendrick show, I was the ring announcer. Okay. And I also was in a little strong woman spot with this woman named Jen. So I got in there and made like a little appearance. So hopefully next time it goes from that to maybe like running a spot or, you know, doing a little bit of wrestling.
How'd you like the ring announcing?
Oh, I host shows, so
right.
Talking's kind of what I like to do. So it was kind of just fun and awesome. Yeah.
I don't know how you guys get so comfortable hosting. I still can't. I've been doing this for 3 months?
If you...
And I still get boom, 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 boom.
No, if you ask my mom like what I was like as a kid, well, she'll probably say a devil child. But besides
that devil is just sticking to you.
Yeah, it just really suits me. But she'll probably tell you that I was a class clown and that I couldn't shut the hell up. Like, I was the kid my senior year of high school. This is not a joke. This is dead serious. That in history class, my teacher yelled at me so many times for talking that I was sitting in the hallway in a chair. Like, he would be like, Daria, take your chair and go sit in the hallway. Like, that happens in, like, first grade, second grade, and that's completely normal. What 17-year-old do you know that got you? Okay.
I did that in my English class right here in Hudson Park. He would kick me out every single day.
Yeah.
One day he wasn't having it. And as soon as I walked in, he's like, no, just wait outside.
Yeah.
So I'm like, wow. It's good to see somebody else has been through that.
There's our co-host.
That was totally me.
There's our co-host, the Butcher.
What's going on?
Wait, dude, they told me it was going to be at 8 o'clock. What happened?
Oh, I'm sorry. We didn't want you here.
Time change.
Oh.
So that's how it's going to be now? You're not going to give me the right scheduling time?
I'm sorry.
I'm here looking forward to meet this young lady, and now I get this all of a sudden.
I did.
Roy, where were you all the time? I didn't get no text message or anything. I didn't Facebook, and you're always on it. I said you're on your way.
Oh. Miscommunication can turn bad.
Miscommunication. I'm sorry.
You know, there's another radio show called Radioheads.
Wrestling Heads.
I was on that
Or
one.
we could call them Dickheads, one of the two. But you know what? I'm thinking of joining ships with them.
Well, you go ahead. The
Enough
door's
of
right
that.
there.
Enough of that.
You better not butcher her name. I already
you?
did. I already butchered her first name.
Let's see if he gets it right.
It's Daria.
Oh. Oh.
Daria.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, at least he corrected himself properly.
Well, welcome, Butcher.
It's great to be here. How you been, sweetie?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. I loved our show. Tough Enough was awesome.
Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Oh, I enjoyed every minute. I still watch it.
You actually let her know who your friend was on the show.
You have friends?
Yeah.
I know. I'm surprised he has friends too.
I'm gonna butcher his name too.
Mata. Yeah.
Yeah. He. I don't want to say where he works at, but he works at another company, the same company where I work at.
Oh, very cool.
So yeah, that's pretty awesome. So now when I heard about this today, I didn't know this was gonna go on earlier today. Why didn't you inform me? You didn't inform me.
He's lying. Mata trains with me now at Kendrick's.
Oh,
yeah.
So you're over here at Santino's?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. That's really awesome.
It just shows you just
fun.
missed the whole show.
Yeah,
well, if you would have gave me the right time, I would have been here.
I'm sorry.
Why didn't you give the man the right time?
We just didn't think he was important
okay.
to the show.
No big deal.
Don't worry. He's used to it.
Well, anyways, I have a little proposition for you later, but let's finish off whatever you were doing. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Sure. No, not at all. You are joining to the fun.
You're already propositioning our guest?
Well, I mean, I did saw that nice Camaro.
Wait, did the jersey plates give it away? every time I pull up anywhere in my car, everyone goes, "You would have that car," because like it's just so douchey and like it's such a New Jersey douchebag car and like it just suits me perfectly.
You know what? When you drove up. He recognized you right away. Oh, there she is. I'm like, I don't know.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
But you know what? And here in California, most girls drive the big muscle cars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, it
my
might be a
wife right now
California thing.
would tell you, "Can I get a ride in that car?
Nuh-uh.
Let me drive it, please."
That is so
That's
funny.
her. That's the car she wants.
Yeah, it's my baby.
She thinks she's. But then again, she thinks she's Vin Diesel and Fast and Furious. 'Cause
She
goes
is
about-
Vin Diesel.
She goes 100 miles per hour in the freeway.
Yeah, I don't have any speeding tickets. I have no points on my license.
How long you been in LA now?
2.5 years.
Okay, well, it'll creep in.
Most of my hazards have been in Jersey and Florida,
Really?
which is where I lived prior. Yeah, LA's actually been really good to me, knock on wood. Bakersfield gave me a hard time one time, but
Really?
not LA.
So what made you come to LA? I mean, just
For MMA, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Some of the best MMA gyms in the world are in Southern California. Some of the other best MMA gyms in the world are in Southern Florida, which is why I was there before I came here. And just hopping around the world, trying to live everywhere before I get old.
now Butcher, you didn't get to see the video earlier. Doing my homework on her and everything, and she had. I'm telling you,
I've
very
seen her in
intimidating
the
video.
little octagon.
In the little octagon.
Oh, I think that's a challenge.
I've seen her already. She's not to be messed with. I still want my bones.
But you said, what I was thinking right now. You said that you can't break it. About breaking necks and all that. But
Uh-huh.
I would think MMA is just as.
No, it's really not. Like you could break bones in MMA, but it's not common to break your back in MMA. Like, what would you have to do to break someone's back in MMA? Like, you can't stomp on it.
Or you could leave a John Cena nose.
Yeah. I mean, I was telling him, like, pro wrestling, like, the injuries are very different from MMA. MMA, you get bumps and bruises, you get cuts, you get scar tissue damage, your face kind of looks messed up after a couple of years, and there's definitely downfalls, and pro wrestling has different ones,
Right.
different injuries. It's backs and necks and, muscle soreness and stuff like that. It's just different.
Now you have CM Punk,
Mhm.
who's going into UFC,
Yes.
and of course there's a nasty rumor, which I don't know if it's a rumor or not, but that he hasn't won any of his, I guess, practice fights.
Sparring. He
Yeah.
hasn't done good in sparring or whatever.
Now, do you think is it harder to transition from pro wrestling to MMA, or vice versa?
Well,
or
it
the
definitely
same?
the transition that makes sense is MMA to pro wrestling,
Mhm.
in my opinion. I don't think that either of them hurt each other, but I think that having an MMA foundation would help you with your pro wrestling more than having a pro wrestling foundation and trying to go to MMA, because I can take my Muay Thai, I can take my boxing, I can take my jiu-jitsu, and I can incorporate it into pro wrestling. I can put you in a flying triangle and then
She told you that, yeah.
off the top rope. You know what I mean? Like, there's things that I can incorporate. Whereas pro wrestling, there's not much that you can incorporate from pro wrestling to MMA.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think that I think Ronda Rousey is probably going to make the proper transition from MMA to pro wrestling when she's done her long undefeated streak. And I think it's definitely possible either way. I don't know how good he's going to do. It's going to be how hard he trains in these months leading up to it.
Yeah, because all the bets he's going to lose his first fight, his pro fight.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's a tough guy. He's definitely athletic, and that's what would help him. Having the pro wrestling background is the athleticism.
Right.
Obviously, he's an athlete, and we all know that. So he has that part down. Now, can he develop the mental game that it takes to be an MMA fighter, which is different from the mental game it takes to be a pro wrestler? Not saying there isn't one for pro wrestling, but they're different.
Right.
Yeah,
because in pro wrestling, you're pretty much you're putting your life in somebody else's hands. Well, in MMA, I don't know. I'm guessing they're there to win.
MMA is all about having confidence in yourself. There's so many fighters that I've known over the years that have the most technical sparring, and when you see them in the gym, you're like, oh my god, this guy's a stud. And then they get in the cage, and you're like, that is not the guy I saw in training. It happens all the time in MMA because we call them head cases, because it's such a mental sport. It's you out there fighting one other person, and if you lose, your entire training camp, your entire set of coaches, everybody's behind you. You know what I mean? So you put a lot of pressure on yourself as an MMA fighter. Pro wrestling, you are out there fighting and you are out there performing, and it's hard as hell, and you definitely have expectations not to mess up. But they're just a different set of expectations, I think.
Wow, see, I'm learning a lot more. This is what I like about the show. I mean, I'm learning a lot more about MMA. I'm really interested. I should have done MMA back in my day.
Yeah, you should have.
I should. I think it might not be too late. 37 is okay.
You know what? You should try it.
That's like the peak
You
age.
should just go and try.
You wanna try?
You don't need to train. Just go in there.
Who am I gonna try again?
You can train with me.
I would love to see that. And I would love to see you get your ass out there.
You're gonna periscope it,
We'll
aren't you?
periscope it. I can do it on all my matches.
You periscope your wrestling matches?
No, he does.
Nobody.
Oh, you do?
He'll get the same amount of viewers he does when it's live. 0.
Oh,
Yeah, that's all he
not
does.
true.
He'll get all right. 1.
Don't touch me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh.
So messed up to me.
So how long you been on MMA now? I probably already covered all that, but I just want to catch that.
I've been training MMA for about 4.5 years on and off.
Really?
I've been on full-time training for the past year and a half.
See, because when I saw you on Tough Enough, I figured you were gonna take the whole thing.
So did I.
No, I mean seriously, because I do like Sarah Lee. I think she's very cute and all, but then you have Diane. Is it Diane? The blonde
Diana.
girl?
Yeah.
Diana.
She's gone. Yeah.
So I don't. Oh, she did. She got eliminated.
Diana's the one that got eliminated. She quit. Remember her fiance?
Yeah, she's the one that got replaced.
You're talking about Amanda.
Amanda,
the other blonde.
The other blonde. I think she's married. She has a fiance.
Sarah
now.
Lee's the one that's not Sarah Lee.
I'm thinking of the Brett Sarah Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's Miz's favorite, right? She's the one that Miz saved.
No, that's Amanda.
Oh, Amanda.
Amanda's the blonde,
Yeah.
beautiful bikini model, and then Sarah Lee is the small town girl, I guess you could call her.
How do you feel about the whole judges situation with using the WWE universe and then using, of course, the Miz's decision and stuff? How do you feel about
You know what? I think it's fair to a certain extent because when you're in the WWE, what's the most important thing? Your connection with your fans, right? What the WWE universe thinks is what the WWE universe gets. You know, if they like you, you can be a star for decades until they don't like you. So I think that that's definitely a huge factor in the show, and I think it makes sense. But at the same time, I think that athleticism definitely comes into play and charisma and stuff like that. So, like I said, if Amanda wins, I'll be happy with the result of the format of the show. If Sarah Lee wins, then I'll be a little
What I just don't
disappointed.
get is that, you have,
But they don't show much wrestling.
No, of course.
They're starting to now.
Yeah.
It's like towards the end of it, but
Right.
what I disagree is like, how in the world ZZ still lasts that long in there?
Like I said earlier, I think
It's just like-
fans are trying to stick it to Vince. Like,
Oh yeah, I mean it's just obvious.
we're gonna give you the guy you don't want.
Yeah, like I said, ZZ definitely has some of the characteristics to be a WWE superstar. I think one thing he might lack is that complete dedication and motivation. He is 19 years old, but like I said, I'm 21, so the age is really no excuse. I just think he's not fully matured yet. He doesn't realize what's in front of him.
He's a good kid and all. I like him. Of course, he's got a lot to learn, especially in the business. But it's just like, dude, come on, you're in the performance center. There's some of that belly you got going in there, you know.
Yeah. I don't necessarily want to see him lose weight because I think that that's his gimmick, and I think he ruins it if he does lose too much weight. But like he said, like the coaches said, like the judges said, you need to work on your cardio because if you're in the ring, the most dangerous thing in the ring is getting tired.
Yeah.
What if I get tired and I go to suplex you?
Get all blown up. And
Yeah, it's horrible. It's over.
That happened in your last match, right?
Oh, that's
Would you like to
not
try?
nice. Yeah, you want to see?
Jeez, I'm getting challenged here twice. Well, we'll save that for Periscope too.
Oh yeah.
We'll see. Now we were talking earlier on off the air about you coming out on the show and how it came about. And I was when I read it today, I felt very proud because, like I said, my son is gay at 17. So how hard was it to come out, or how did your girlfriend feel about it? And
yeah, so it was probably the scariest moment of my life because it was so unexpected. It was the moment in the mini camp where we got our last interview with the executives of the WWE and the coaches and the judges. Not the judges, just the coaches actually. And the producers kind of really put in our brains before we went out there, like, you need to go out there, you need to make a good impression, this is your last chance. And, we had competed against 11,000 people to get on this show. So this was now down to the nitty gritty. It was down, I think there was like 25 of us left at this point. So we were like cats and dogs. Like, we wanted this so bad. And I get up there and I'm ready for any question they throw at me. I'm like, I got all these good answers. I have all these like one-liners in my head. And all of that just goes out the window when Kristen, one of the executives at WWE, goes, Daria, are you in a relationship? That was the first question they asked me. I was like, shit. shit, I did not think this was going to happen right now. Like, you throw off my whole game plan. I had this little monologue I was going to read you and all this
Christian
stuff.
was interested. That's not wrestler Christian, is it?
No, Kristen.
No, Kristen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this is not happening right now. Now, I had talked to my girlfriend before I left for the show and said, if it comes up in conversation, do you mind if I, talk about it? And she said, yeah, do whatever you want. Never did I think that conversation was going to be a televised one. Never. So I kind of just was like, yeah, I have a girlfriend. And, and Triple H is like, oh, this is on camera now. And he was like, this is cool. You have it on YouTube now. And I was like, thanks, Triple H. Thanks. I kind of got that. And he's like, no, the whole world knows. And they kind of just wanted me to elaborate on that and tell my story. So I kind of told how me and my girlfriend met. We met, I was producing an indie film, and I cast her as the lead. And I was the other lead, and the film was about two girls that fall in love. They weren't supposed to fall in love, and that's exactly what happened in real life. Literally, if you go and watch the movie that I produced, it's exactly what happened. Besides all the murder and killing and stuff like that. But it's pretty much what happened. It's two girls. Neither of us had ever dated a girl before, and we met each other on the film and literally just instantly fell in love. And we've been together ever since.
Oh, and when your mom and dad found out, how was their reaction?
So me and my mom are like best friends. We're inseparable. So I always thought, like, my mom's got to know. You know what I mean? Like, me and Christina hang out every single day. We're always together. All I talk about is Christina. She's got to know, And then my dad, I was like, he probably doesn't know because, he's a dad and he, whatever. He doesn't know. Well, it turns out it was the exact opposite. My mom had no idea. She's like, really? You're dating Christina? Like, had no idea. And my dad's like, oh, I already knew that. I could tell. I'm like, what the hell? Like, my whole life just got distorted. Like, I had no idea that was going to be the reality. Neither of them cared at all. My parents are like the coolest parents in the world. They're both like my biggest supporters now. My mom's like my best friend. So it was like the easiest come out ever. The hardest one was on national television for sure.
Did you get any friends that didn't know? Maybe they
Oh
called
my
you
God.
and like,
I had people from high school messaging me on Facebook like, you're gay? And I'm like, oh my God, yeah, I guess I am. I guess it's on TV now. Yeah, and like I said, on a serious note though, it was literally the best experience of my life because the part that made it so worthwhile is, well, like your son saw it and, your son's gay. And I got messages from people saying, you gave me the courage to come out to my mom because if you can do it, I can do it. And just so many amazing messages and stories like that made it so worth it. Now I'm like, oh my God, I wish I could do it 10 more times on bigger television shows so that everybody can feel welcome in their skin and, better about themselves and comfortable in who they are. And I just think that it was a important message, and I didn't mean to share that message, but I'm so glad that I did.
Yeah, when I read about it, and I was like, this is good because it helps. You hear about all these things that happen to the lesbian, gay, transgender community.
Yeah. And
it's good to hear something positive and motivating for others because it is hard. My son I know it was hard for him, but when he did, I had the same reaction as your dad, which was like, oh, I already know. Like, big deal.
Yeah.
Tell me something else.
There's amazing families out there like you and your wife, I'm sure, that are completely accepting, but there's also, those horrible stories that we hear of people committing suicide and people getting killed, and it's a really big topic right now in society, and I think that figures like Darren Young are really important in our society because there are those people at home scared shitless to be who they are, and not just gay people and not just transgender, just people in general sitting at home being like, well, why am I so pale? Why am I so fat? And I think that every positive person, every positive role model is a spokesperson for something. I think Paige is a really good spokesperson for a lot of kids at home because she's not the typical tan, blonde, diva. She sets herself apart, and I think that a lot of people look up to her for that. And if I could have a similar influence on people that don't think that they're great how they are, I want to have that,
It's funny because when Paige first came out, everybody was like, she's so white, and now you look at Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, what does everybody say? Oh my God, she's so hot.
Yeah.
Like, what happened to the people that thought she was too white?
Yep.
And it just shows that, she's an inspiration to some people too that are, she made people change their judgment. I mean, she's not that She's not
Imagine if
sexy, but
imagine if Paige and Seamus were to have kids.
oh, jeez.
That was a joke, guys. Come on.
They are very, very light skinned. I will say that.
Love Paige. She's awesome.
No, Paige is awesome.
Now you played basketball or soccer?
Basketball, soccer, lacrosse, track.
No baseball, softball.
No softball. No, can't do it.
We were doing just fine.
I can't. I'm sorry, man. I can't even watch it, to be honest. It's like, come on.
You like watching paint dry?
No, grass grow. Yeah, I mean, you're talking to somebody that finds punching people in the face average. So it's just like, it's too slow paced for me. No, I love it. I appreciate it. I respect it. I think it's a hard sport to play, but can't, man.
Now, before the MMA, did you do boxing, just boxing, or
no?
was it
When
all a combination?
When I started, I was like, oh, I want to be an MMA fighter, and like the gym I went to, they were like, you want to be a what? Like we have boxing and judo,
right.
And I'm like, okay, I'll do those. Cool. So I did those for like a year, and then I moved to Florida to train with the American Top Team, which is one of the biggest MMA gyms in the world. And of course, they knew what MMA meant. So I did jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai there with guys like Steve Bruno, Hector Lombard, and all those guys. And then I moved to California, and now I'm training with some great people out here.
We're not messing with her today.
Which is your favorite self-defense?
Boxing. My strong suit would be my boxing, my stand-up. My kicks are good too, but my
so you
strikes
do like
are...
boxing mixed with kickboxing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I do everything. I do Muay Thai, I do boxing. You know, now MMA is a sport in its own. You don't need to say I do boxing, I do kickboxing, I do Muay Thai, I do jiu-jitsu. You do MMA now, which is such a new phenomenon for me because, like I said, when I started, it was separate disciplines, but it's all one now. So I do MMA. You know, I train it all.
Because I remember the first MMA, well, when it barely started with the Gracies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
UFC 1.
Yeah. Did you ever watch any of this?
Yeah, of course. I'm an MMA nerd. I know a lot about MMA probably because I host a show, the UFC show on AfterBuzz. But I definitely do my research and I do my homework. UFC 1 was actually the same year I was born, in 1993, and so I've gone back and watched them. sorry, not my intention.
I feel older already.
But I didn't watch them live, of course. But I've gone back and I've watched all of them. Art Davie, who's the creator of the UFC, I've interviewed him and heard his story. So the whole Gracie saga that goes on in Torrance, California, is a story in its own, and I'm glad to be in this area training with some of the originals.
Now, training and wrestling MMA, or fighting MMA, the worst injury you've had, if any?
Yeah, none really. I after my last fight, I looked like I got hit by a car. You know, my face looked like a train wreck.
Right.
But
you just survived a car wreck there. That's awesome.
But I didn't have any, like nothing was broken. My face just was beaten, you know. But that happens.
Okay.
You should have seen the other girls.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I would like to see the other girls. All right, have you heard anybody to the point where they maybe broke something?
Yeah, actually, my second opponent, the fight that my dad was at, which I credit this victory to him because I think I was trying to show off in front of my dad, I broke her orbital bone, which is like, it's a common bone to break in MMA, but it's pretty hard to break. It's this bone right here under your eye, and yeah, I broke her orbital bone, and she left on a stretcher after the fight. So yeah, that was punch her in the face. Yeah.
You know what, Butcher?
I'm just curious. How will you punch? Just a curiosity.
Yeah.
How will you hit a girl? I mean, now, if you were to hit my face, go ahead. You can just
Go ahead.
Well, I do it for pro wrestling now. I do the little fake ones like that.
No, it's okay. He's taking.
Yeah.
All right.
But if I were to like get my stance,
Oh shit.
like that's like my 1-2.
Right.
Oh hell no. Let me tell you guys, since you can't see it, you do not want to piss her off.
I wish this was visual.
Yeah, you do not want to piss her. You cannot see it, but just know, take my word for it. You do not want to piss her off.
You should have got your scope on.
I should have. Periscope. I call it scope.
He's cool. He calls it his scope.
Yeah.
That was kind of short.
Yeah, she was telling us when you came in, you didn't finish your story about being a troublemaker in high school.
Oh, I go all over the place. Oh yeah, you interrupted my awesome story.
Interrupted.
No, I was just like, I was such a troublemaker in high school. Like I said, I was the only 17-year-old in the world to get sat in the hallway and told sit there until class is over because I couldn't stop talking. And I wasn't like disrespectful or anything. I just wouldn't shut the hell up. Like my teacher would ask me over and over again, like, Daria, stop talking. And I just couldn't. I just wanted to talk all the time. And yeah, so that's kind of like the ongoing joke in my family is like Daria doesn't stop talking. So this podcast will go on all night.
She was on real Twitter.
It was Twitter before Twitter.
Yep, that was me. I was tweeting before Twitter.
Yeah. Do you have brothers and sisters or?
2 sisters.
Oh, okay.
Everyone's like shocked to hear that. Like, you don't have brothers? Why are you so
Yeah.
why are you such like a little boy? I have an older sister and a younger sister. So I credit my success to middle child syndrome. I think that it drives children of today to do, the extraordinary. No, but I have a younger sister. She's 15, and then I have an older sister who's 24.
You,
Beat 'em
fight
up.
with her.
They used to, well, not they. My older sister, she used to beat the crap out of me.
Now we know why she's.
And my neighbor, there was this, his name's Ian, he's like my brother to this day. He was our neighbor, and they would like team up on me and beat the crap out of me. And then they would if they were playing video games, I had to watch for 6 hours at a time. Like, I didn't get a turn.
Wait a minute, they didn't do what we do?
What do you do?
You don't remember what? Oh, well, you probably.
I wasn't
You never
born
did
yet.
it when your brother would ask you, your brother or his sister would go, "Can I play?" And you would give them the control that was never plugged in.
Oh!
They didn't do that to you?
No, we didn't have enough. I guess we only had the 2.
I tried that once.
That's pretty good, though.
Yeah, we would always. My brother would come up, and I was playing a game with my friend, and he'd be, "I want to play." Okay, here you go. And he was so small, he'd be like,
Oh, that's
I did that with
good.
my cousin.
I still play video games, so I gotta try that. I gotta try that to my friends when they come over. Yeah, so I grew, it was like an awesome childhood. People think New Jersey, they think like city life,
Mhm.
urban. I grew up in the part of New Jersey that's like nothing but farmlands. I grew up on like 30 acres of nothing but woods. They call it like the Pine Barrens. It's literally, we grew up riding quads, pulling each other around on car hoods. Like instead of sleds, we would get car hoods and we'd tie it to the back of a quad. And when it would snow, we would slide around on the car hood. It was so much fun. And we would play games like kick the can and, go mudding in our jacked up Jeeps. Like that's what I did growing up, bonfires in the woods with a 30-pack of Coors Light or whatever, or Keystone Light.
Everybody in Jersey hung out in front of Quick Stop in the RST video.
Quick Stop, actually, we don't even have those in South Jersey. Like they're more North Jersey.
when you hear Jersey, you honestly don't think of what
when you hear New Jersey, you literally think North Jersey. That's what like Newark and Trenton, which is like Central Jersey. But I'm from the southern point of New Jersey, like where it's like I said, the one of the towns I grew up in is the blueberry capital of the world. People are like, what? There's blueberries? I'm like, yeah, like literally, there's nothing but blueberries.
Really?
It's all blueberry
Yeah.
pancakes.
It's all blueberry pancakes all day.
Oh my God,
My dad
love
owns a
that.
blueberry farm. My dad and my sister, yeah.
And beef jerky.
And they make beef jerky.
Jeez.
I thought you'd get the whole woodsy vibe when I said they made
well,
deer
you know
jerky.
what? I was thinking like, maybe they went.
I'm just hearing about so much in New Jersey. I'm thinking of Frank Sinatra because he's from Hoboken, New Jersey. So
Hoboken. I lived there for 2 years. Yeah, that's like the funnest city in New Jersey.
Really?
Yeah, it's like really cool, like kind of like an up and coming little town. It's a square mile long.
That's what I've heard.
And there's 187 liquor licenses in the 1 square mile. So it's nothing but bar, cute little shopping, bar, cute little shopping, nail salon, tanning salon, bar. Funnest
Now you
time
know where you
ever.
got the Nick, what's it called, the Rat Pack?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
her nickname.
Damn.
What would you do in Jersey, David?
Get hammered. Have a
I
good
would.
time.
He doesn't drink.
He doesn't
so,
drink.
I'd be
He's
driving
like in
Uber.
hell, so-
He'd be in South Jersey with me
Yep.
riding quads.
There you go on the hood. In the snow.
Yep.
That sounds actually kind of fun.
I'm telling you, they slide a lot better than sleds.
Book me on the next flight. We're out.
Let's go.
Let's go. Butcher, you handle the show and the store.
Butcher's got to come.
Oh.
There you go. Thank you.
He's got to make the beef jerky.
Finally.
Oh, see.
He's a butcher.
Yeah,
I give him-
Why wouldn't he cut the meat?
Yeah.
I beat up people. I don't beat up meat.
You butcher people, guys.
He only plays with this meat. Anyway.
Oh, goodness.
I knew that
jeez.
was coming. I saw it coming.
Hey, I don't discriminate. I treat all our guests the same,
Yep.
men or women. She
don't
could
know.
slap me.
Or guys that can beat the crap out of you.
Yeah. There you
Yeah,
go.
he's in suicide mode
Yeah,
right now.
he's like in a ditch twice his size.
I'm sorry. I take it back.
Too late.
No, I'm sorry.
Too late.
So right now, out of all the current guys of wrestling, or even in the past, who is your favorite?
Ooh, I have so many for so many different reasons.
I would say Brian. No, I'm just kidding.
No, Daniel Bryan's the man, and I like him for bringing diversity to the current roster. I think that he's the little guy, the little engine that could, the guy that got denied so many times. I like his character in the WWE. I love The Miz. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of a good heel. I've learned some lessons training with Kendrick, and one thing that I've learned is I don't like cool heels. I don't like heels that try to be cool. I like heels that own their evilness, and Mike does that perfectly. The Miz is genius at it, and I think that he's probably one of the best heels on the current roster. So Cesaro, I think, is awesome. I think his athleticism is
Oh my goodness.
freaking ridiculous.
Yes.
I'd like to see him open up a little bit more, be a little bit more of a character, get on the mic a little bit more, but I don't know if that's him.
Right.
Those are probably some of my favorites. John Cena, who doesn't like John Cena? Girls, females. Past, Trish Stratus, Lita, obviously. Current, I gotta go with the new girl. Sasha is
Sasha's
on
badass.
fire. She's a girl that appreciates wrestling. She's wanted to do it. She worked at the Indies and really proved herself to be an amazing, amazing wrestler. I think the Bella Twins are probably one of the best entities in the WWE. I could go on for days. I love them all.
Well, Sasha's very outspoken. I guess they asked her about the Monday night, how they were cheering for Lesnar.
Uh-huh.
They did the whole "We Want Lesnar," and
Yeah.
she pretty much came out and said, "You guys are the ones that want change, then you guys have to change too."
Mm-hmm.
Because it did. I felt kind of bad. I was watching that,
Mhm.
and they're like, "We want Lesnar," and then you see, and I'm like thinking, wait a minute, these are the same guys, same fans that were like, "Oh, we want the Divas to be better," and yet you're crapping all over the match because.
Yeah, I mean, I
whatever
think
reason.
the Divas are on a real trek going forward. I think they're climbing a mountain, and they're just getting to the peak of it right now. I think that those three, Becky Lynch, Sasha, and Charlotte, are an amazing addition to the Divas division, and I think that's a kind of taste of what's coming.
What about like the legendaries, the old ones like from the 80s?
Yeah, I mean,
I know it's kind of
Like
hard.
baby.
No.
There's some people that.
I've done my homework.
She was not into wrestling.
I wasn't into wrestling when I was younger, but I've definitely done my homework. I'm a big Dusty Rhodes fan. I love someone that's, just drags you in. And I have to admit, ZZ does kind of have that aspect where when he talks, you just listen to him.
Yeah.
Even if it's absurd what's coming out of his mouth,
Yeah.
you still want to hear what he's got to say, you know what I mean?
Before,
yeah.
did you ever bump into Dusty before he passed on?
No, but we were in the Performance Center for the mini camp the day he passed, and you just felt the vibes, and it was so. Ric Flair was there, and he came and said hi to us, and he was in great spirits. He obviously, had a good attitude about it, but it was sad being there and being around people that are so close to him. I think Lita, Amy Dumas was really close with him, and a lot of our judges and coaches were, and so it was really kind of sad and eerie being in the building that day. But no, I never got to meet him in person.
Wow. How about Piper? Did you get?
Yeah. Obviously, I didn't get to meet him, but I definitely did my homework on Piper. He was one of the ones that I really, really liked. I knew him from Ronda Rousey's nickname, believe it or not. I knew that that's where she got her Rowdy Ronda Rousey nickname. So I had looked him up in the past, and I looked him up even more after he passed, obviously, and just, oh my God, the aspects that he brought to pro wrestling at the time, wearing his kilt and just getting on the microphone, and you just loved to hear that guy talk. You loved to watch that guy wrestle, and Roddy Piper is probably one of my faves.
Now, would you rather be
Mhm.
a face or a heel?
You know what? I don't think I really have a preference, because I think that my acting background really helps me with I can do whatever, you know what I mean? And I'm a really passionate person, so no matter what you give me, I'm going to take it and I'm going to run with it. I think that naturally I lean more towards a heel.
I can see the heel more.
Yeah.
I can see more of a bitchy one.
Yeah, I want to be.
People cheering for her
Oh,
as
yeah.
a heel.
That's what I
It's
mean.
like Austin, if you think about
Yeah.
it, That's different.
That's why I kind of lean towards babyface, because it's like I could see going out there and kicking people's ass and people liking it. So I don't really have a preference. Whatever the WWE, whatever the promoters see fit, and whatever kind of comes naturally.
Yeah, I think the heel would work.
Yeah.
I think guys and girls now, they love heels.
Yeah.
I don't-
I'm waiting for them to turn page.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, she was a heel for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm waiting for them to like really take a sharp corner with her. But now that they have the team split up,
Yeah.
I don't know if that'll happen.
Well, you know what I'm predicting. Now we're gonna get a little bit into SummerSlam, but you know what I'm predicting is
What?
that Becky, Charlotte, and Sasha are all gonna turn on their team, and they're all gonna unite.
Reunite as like the NXT
Yeah,
group. I could
because
see that.
If you watch who's been winning the matches in Paige's team, it's mostly Becky and Charlotte,
Mhm.
and then if you watch Team Bad, it's always Sasha,
Yeah,
and the rest are losing. So I can see them maybe all three
I could see that.
turning on their teams and just
The NXT Alliance,
the
NXT
NXT
Takeover,
Alliance, and
yeah.
then get ready for when Bayley comes up. And the only bad thing is there's no divas in NXT now,
Yeah, but there's a lot of hot talent coming up.
is there?
Not just that, Diva's got more TV time now.
No, she's not dropping any hands.
No, I mean, I hope to God that I am up there soon, and you know, I could take the place of, and hopefully make
I'm
some
gonna
more
predict
badass
6
people.
months. I'm gonna predict this time next year
I like that prediction.
you're gonna be in NXT.
I think you're right. I like that prediction.
I really do, because no offense against anybody, I'm not gonna mention any names, but I think you have more athleticism, charisma, and I could just see getting behind you more than other divas, and I can see you being called up to NXT and saying, hey, we want to offer you the deal. Plus, you have a little bit, the Tough Enough. I mean, that helps.
Yeah, no, like I said, it's given me the proper connections, and now it's what I do with them. You know, I could easily have gone home from the show, gone back to my job, which I'm not going to mention any names, but some of the contestants have done. But like I said, I quit my job, and I've been training full time. So I believe that good things come to those who work for them, not for those who want them.
And it seems like honestly, the only ones I've heard about, and I might be wrong, is you, Patrick, and Mata.
Mata, yeah.
That's the only three.
Yeah, we're definitely the three. Well,
Tanner was pretty good, but
Tanner
No,
just
I'm
got
saying-
eliminated
Yeah,
though.
but I'm saying
He's
like,
talking about the
the
eliminated
only
ones.
three that I've heard
Right?
that are still involved in wrestling somehow.
Yeah, Mata is like training with me at Santino's and with Brian Kendrick now. Patrick's doing his indie.
Yeah,
he was
he's doing
already
a lot
in the
of
indies,
indies,
so he just
yeah.
went back to the indies, and obviously he's doing great there. And then I think Gigi just started training a couple days ago in Australia.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure, but yeah, I definitely think that out of everyone that's been eliminated, I think I want this the most. You know what I mean? I could have been eliminated first. I could have not have made it onto the show, and I still would have pursued pro wrestling. So, I mean, and take it for what it is. Believe me or don't believe me. But I know in my heart that this is what I'm going to do, and you know, I'm going to get.
Oh no, anybody that's willing to quit there. And how long were you?
I was managing the bar. Well, I had been bartending for 2 years since I moved to LA, and then managing the bar. And I'd saved up some money so that if I did get on Tough Enough, I would have money. And then I came back and I was talking to my mom about it, and I was like, I can't go back to working full time. Like when I worked and trained, I had literally 3 hours of sleep a night, and I was going on bare minimal. And my coaches would be like, Daria, stop it, stop pushing yourself. Like you're not training to your full extent and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, shut up, I need to make money, da, da, da. And I did what I had to do, and it worked. And, you know, I won fights and I did fine. But looking at the bigger picture now and kind of stepping back from it and being more mature, it's like, if this is what you really want to effing do, you can't do this on 2 hours of sleep. You can't do this on 3 hours. You know how your body is after a hard day of wrestling. It's you know, you need your
still
rest.
hurts for a good week or two.
Yeah, and imagine bartending on top of that and running around and managing. It would be too much. And so I'm giving myself the benefit of the doubt and putting, you know, my dream first.
Now, your girlfriend, what did she think when you told her I'm going to dedicate myself full time? Which
She's so supportive.
a
She
good thing.
she wants to be an MMA fighter as well.
Oh, okay.
She started training when she met me, and she fell in love with it, and now she's really good at it, and now she wants to fight. So she knows what it's like to. She works long hour days at work, and then she goes right to training and trains for 4 hours at night. So she does the same hustle I do, which makes it hard because we don't see each other a lot. But we get it. We're both very motivated young people, and we get it. We get the hustle.
That's the good thing. It's important when you have somebody supportive.
Yeah, you need to have that kind of spoken or unspoken bond with your partner. Like, okay, this is what I got to do. I got to do whatever it takes to do it. If that means maybe not being home for dinner one night or whatever it is, or you know, not seeing each other as often, we get it. You know, we're both on that grind.
That's why I tell people. I give my wife a hard time, but I always tell Butcher, you know, Well, how many women would support the crazy idea of opening a store like this?
It's very true. You need that.
And she never tells me. She's never once told me, oh, you need to close. She's like,
do your thing,
do
honey.
your thing, and whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, I don't think a relationship works any other way. You need that support.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, one thing for sure, you're a tough cookie. For 21 years old, that's a lot.
I know.
Thanks. I just
some good sacrifices there.
Yeah, I just think it's important to live your life. My dad has a family company that I could have easily gone into, and it would have been great. My sister works there, and it's a great company. It could have been great for me, but I just don't believe in doing something you don't want to do. Like, what's the point? I'm 21 years old, and people are like, oh, you can't move to LA. LA's so expensive. I'm out here paying my own rent. I'm paying my own bills. You make it work. You find a way to do what you need to do to make yourself happy. People are like, oh, you can't move to Florida on your own. You're only 17. I did. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I just feel like sometimes people are afraid to take risks because, it's a scary world out there, right? And to them, I tell you, fucking do it.
Yeah.
Take the risk. Because trust me, you'll be so much happier having done it and maybe failed than having not done it at all and sitting home like, oh, when I was 17, man, I should have went and lived in Miami. Well, you could have,
right.
You just didn't. So.
How about little, we have some young fans that come in here, and then we have a young lady that comes in here, and she wants to be a wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
And, she doesn't have very high self-esteem. So what would you tell somebody like her?
You are in the perfect industry because there is no look, rhyme, or reason for a wrestler. It's not like you have to be pretty, you have to be athletic. There's wrestlers of all shapes, sizes, and performance abilities. So you're in the right place because anybody can do it. Anybody that really, really wants it and works their balls off can do it. So I tell anybody like that, just set your mind to it. I mean, these guys know. Butcher can tell you firsthand how much hard work it takes. So if you're willing to really dedicate your soul and your body to this industry, then you can do it.
I'm going to ask you, what's the ultimate goal that you're going to, since you've done all these, arts of fights.
Right.
How much more can your body take, and then how far will you take it, and what's the ultimate?
So obviously I want to take it to the top. So my ultimate goal is to be the Divas WWE champion. I mean, that's the goal. How much more can my body handle? I'm 21. I've only been doing it for 4 years, and like I said, I think that MMA is much less damaging to your body long term than pro wrestling. Pro wrestling, you guys do it for years,
Yeah.
I'm gonna hang in there until my body says I can't, and I think that I have a great career in announcing and hosting and anything that has to do with talking, commentating in wrestling after that, and I think that that's gonna be my path.
Well, I just read some tableau. I guess Terry Funk and Jerry the King Lawler might go at it.
Yeah.
So it's like 65 versus 72-year-old guy.
It's insane.
Oh my goodness,
I've
Terry
already
Funk.
been fired. She's replacing me on the podcast.
Oh, okay. So it's gonna be me and you now, or me and you now?
That's gonna be me and you.
Okay, me and the butcher.
We still need Roy here.
Or we could just hang out.
I just bring the soda and the water and the beer. And the beer. Notice I said beer.
Root beer.
Root beer.
Root beer.
You'd be surprised. We've had a couple guests.
I'll take a root beer.
So, when are you gonna have your first match? Do you have any idea about that?
Like I was telling these guys, Brian Kendrick is my confidant. He's my coach. He's my trainer. So I would find it disrespectful to him to say, oh, I'm gonna go, try to get into whatever Hollywood red carpet, whatever the local leagues are. Whatever he says, whenever he says I'm ready. And like I said, the goal is NXT, and I think that that's a goal that's not so far-fetched in my immediate future.
Yeah.
So if I could just train my ass off and save everything I have for the NXT stage, I'd rather do that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not opposed to doing Brian Kendrick's show because it's a nice local show for the neighbors and stuff like that. Right. That's cool, and it gives me experience on stage. It gives me experience in the ring and stuff like that. But like I said, whatever Brian wants me to do, really.
But you're in good hands with him.
I really feel like he looks out for our best interests. He looks out for not only our safety but our career as well. So I think I'm in good hands.
Are you also training with Eva Marie in there at the same time, like?
With Eva Marie?
Yeah.
She does. I've seen her there a couple times, but she kind of trains private with Brian, I think. Yeah, but I've definitely seen her in passing. She's like the sweetest girl I've ever met.
Diva is still filming in there, right?
Yeah, Total Divas. Yeah, I don't know if they're still filming, but I know she still trains with Brian. Yeah.
Because I saw some more clips. Well, you know how everything's all recorded.
Well, it was all
Yeah.
recorded.
So right now they're at the season of her being booed at NXT.
Yeah, I saw that.
I
Where
see the arms here.
my bruises or my
Oh,
muscles?
the muscles.
Her souvenirs.
And the souvenirs.
Everyone's like, "Are you
I see the
Oh,
tattoo
definitely.
too.
Oh, yeah.
What is that one?
It's Roman numerals. It's my mom and my sister's birthdays.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I noticed a lot of girls. My friend Allie, she has the same thing too. She's got the home.
That's so funny you say that because I've been noticing it lately. I'm like, why does everyone have Roman numerals? I'm like, it was too basic of an idea, Daria.
For the past 4 months now, people are like, I'm seeing more.
It's a new hot thing. Yeah.
They're putting like numerals.
Because my sister had it here, and I thought that was a sexy place, right on podcasters on your shoulder.
Right.
But yeah, I decided to get it on my bicep like a dude. I do dude things, but yeah.
David wants to put on his ass. But
He wants one on his ass.
yeah.
Next to knock before entering, and thank you, come again, right?
Oh. Oh.
Right next
What do you have on
right
the
next to
back? You have
Popeye.
ink on-
Yeah, this is a Cambodian scripture. It says,
very nice.
"May you acquire riches and they remain yours always. May you have the beauty of a sparrow and be protected and surrounded on all sides."
Oh, I like that.
No, I'm gonna say
couldn't
this.
read it.
You're very busy.
Yeah.
Even though you're not working at the bar. I don't
Even though-
between hosting, training, I'm sure working out. What else?
Yeah. My schedule kind of looks like this: half the week wrestling, half the week MMA, and then after those, I do some like weightlifting and weight training. But really funny thing, when I went on Tough Enough, if you look at me in the mini camp, I'm like a string bean. Like I'm significantly smaller than I am now, and I've always varied my entire life. When I started training MMA, I got really big. I was like 145, 150 pounds of just jacked muscle. And then I didn't like that, so I kind of leaned out and changed weight classes. I went down a weight class, and then I kind of went back up, and then I kind of went back down. So I've always fluctuated weights, but when I went on Tough Enough, I was at like one of my skinniest, and all the girls are like bikini models. So being bikini models, they do a lot of weightlifting and a lot of working out.
Right.
Well, being an MMA fighter, I mean, some MMA fighters do a lot of weight training, but I personally didn't do any. Like, I never benched a weight in my life. I always just did functional exercises, like box jumps and burpees and sprints and anything I needed to do for my in-ring cardio.
Burpees sucks.
Right.
That's like the worst exercise.
Burpees are the worst.
Yes.
I agree.
Horrible.
Burpees are horrible. So when I got on the show, the girls were like teaching me how to lift. And I was like, there's something really backwards about this. Like, bikini models are teaching the MMA fighter how to lift a weight, but they're so good at it and they really know their bodies. So throughout the show, I like gained 10 pounds of muscle. It's crazy. So ever since the show, I've been doing a lot of lifting because, I like
Yeah,
having
you can
muscles. So.
That's good.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, what's your diet like?
I am a freaking animal. I eat anything that's in my sight unless I'm cutting weight for a fight. If I'm cutting weight for a fight, I'm super disciplined, all natural, anything that comes from the ground, that kind of thing. When I'm not, pizza, mac and cheese, burgers.
Oh, goodness.
Before I came here, I had a burger and a Caesar salad.
That's a good combination.
2 nights ago, I had
Look how she's trained, so all that's going to...
It's
gone.
Wait.
Literally-
2 nights ago.
2 nights ago, I had mac and cheese.
Oh.
Wait, okay. So you remember when you were a kid, and I don't know about you, but a box of mac and cheese would feed you and 3 of your friends, right? Or like 2 of your friends at least. I eat the whole box now. Is that a thing where like
You
you
don't
grow?
put ketchup on it, do you?
Oh my God, that's so freaking funny you say that. So
This
there's
is disgusting. I know a lot of people
the
that do
world
that.
has different kinds of mac and cheeses. There's certain types of mac and cheeses that need ketchup,
Yeah.
and there's certain types that don't. The one that I had the other night, it needed some ketchup.
Yeah.
So yeah, it got some ketchup.
It wasn't crap.
The best
Velveeta.
mac and-
Velveeta.
Oh,
What were you gonna say?
I want to say the best mac and cheese are the
What?
cafeterias. If you ever go to any cafeteria, they have like, I don't know.
I get what you mean, like the baked kind.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the way I
It's
make
very
it.
fatty.
I
but
make
it's
it
good.
like that too.
Love it.
Right. So good. Yeah.
So,
Lasagna, mac and cheese, spaghetti, pasta, pizza. Basically any carbohydrate is like my best friend in the world.
we're getting hungry now. Jeez, thanks a lot.
I know. Now I'm hungry too. We're all gonna be like.
So on my way
no,
home
you're
from
treated.
here, I'm pretty much gonna stop at McDonald's.
A Big Mac. Let me get 2 Big Macs.
Well, like,
In-N-Out's down the street.
Yeah, in and out.
animal style
I know, exactly.
might have to happen now.
My stomach is.
Now, you can get chopped chilies on it. You can get mustard fried.
That's absurd.
The patty. Yeah.
Wow.
Goodness, I'm like trying to do this whole vegan diet, and I'm like,
Oh, yeah, my girlfriend was vegan for a while,
Yeah.
but then she like didn't go vegan. Then she stopped.
it's really tough. I mean, It's been about a week and a half now. So
Okay, how do you feel? Do you feel
Why
like
are you
A little
lying?
bit. I'm not.
I just saw you eat a burger
When?
yesterday.
I didn't eat no
No,
burger.
just kidding.
No.
Oh, that's mean.
I was just like, what are we talking about?
No,
I'm like, wait a second.
Did I
I was just like, jeez.
Did that happen?
He was like, damn.
No, but I feel much better. Except it's the caffeine. I need caffeine.
Really?
Yes. I mean, I could have caffeine, but it's like I like to make it into a milkshake. I like to put dairy and sugar and all.
I hear you. Make it like a
Jack and Coke.
frappuccino.
Yeah, exactly.
See, I'm the opposite. My body can't handle caffeine. For years, I smoked cigarettes and I drank coffee. I was like, the healthiest person ever. and then I.
Mind you, she's only 21.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I'm telling you, I've lived a very long life for a 21-year-old.
I know.
But then I quit smoking cigarettes, obviously, because I wanted to take MMA seriously. And I also quit drinking caffeine. It just kind of went hand in hand. Like when I had a cigarette, I would have a cup of coffee. So I got rid of both of them. And now if I even have like a sip of coffee, my heart races out of my chest.
I love the. Can you say coffee again? Just
Coffee?
say coffee.
I was gonna say that accent.
Yeah,
came
I
out there,
did,
so now,
Well, it's like
so no Starbucks.
I never even liked Starbucks.
I
When
got $5.
Wawa is the way to go. It's the East Coast thing. You don't know about it. You need to try it.
I thought Dunkin' Donuts was the East Coast.
It is, but Wawa's better than
Wawa's?
Dunkin'. Yeah, it's like they're in Jersey, Philly, and Florida, Maryland, like some of the East Coast states. It's called Wawa. It's like a deli mixed with coffee. Some of them are gas stations. Don't be turned off. They're very clean. It's like anything. It's like a Quickie Mart or whatever those things are called, but it's called Wawa and it's amazing.
I think I might have to go.
Yeah.
When we go to New Jersey, don't worry.
When I bring you to
Yeah.
ride on the car hood,
The
and
car hood.
yeah.
But you're gonna be cutting the meat.
This is gonna be like the interview to listen to if fans want to know like the weirdest shit about me. like I'm gonna get tweets like I know Daria rode on a car. Well, I know they listen to this podcast. It's the only time I ever said it.
See, we got people to open up.
Yeah,
See?
my deepest darkest secrets.
Hey, everybody found out I had a tattoo of Popeye on my butt.
You do?
Just kidding.
Oh.
A nurse
Blows hot air.
See?
Yeah. You have wicked farmer's tan. I will call you out right now.
Well, you should have seen me when I used to coach baseball outside.
Oh
That
man,
I took off.
that is like.
Seamus would say, "Damn your wife."
Yeah, right.
Hey, I seen Seamus. He always has to wear a poor little hat and a long sleeve shirt.
I can
at
imagine.
SummerSlam Access. Poor guy. It's 100 degrees out there. I'm like, here you
Yeah.
go. So,
Umbrella.
You say you do your own production now, or you do acting and.
Well, I produced an independent film in Jersey when I lived there.
what was the name of yours?
It's called The Honor, but it's spelled Honour.
Okay.
It's a really dramatic love story that I totally fell in love with. I was such a sap. Didn't realize I was a lesbian at the time. Totally looking back at it, I was, because it's like a lesbian love story. And I was like, oh my god, this is so cute. And then I realized why I thought it was so cute. But anyway, now I'm a host on AfterBuzz TV. I do the UFC show. It's like a recap network that's owned by Maria Menounos. And I do the UFC show, I do the Ultimate Fighter show, I once in a while go on Tough Enough after show and Bar Rescue, and I do all different ones.
Love Bar Rescue. Maria Menounos. I see her like once in a great while because I work in the same building at the NBC.
Oh, no way!
She
Yeah.
is the busiest.
She is very busy. I will see her
She's
walking
now
by.
the lead host of E! News. Congratulations.
Yeah, News.
Oh yeah.
Yeah!
And she's always on Bar Rescue.
Yeah, she's a good friend of mine, and I was actually at her house on Sunday. Her and her boyfriend are like literally the most amazing people in the world. Like, they're just those type of people that literally would do anything for someone that, really wants it. Like, they'll put your name out there. They're just caring, considerate people. And Maria's like my mentor, so it's actually.
There's times I want to go up and talk to her, but she's got somebody. Because usually
she's such a sweetheart.
I was good friends with Joan Rivers. I would see her every morning.
Oh, really?
And Juliana DePandy.
Yeah.
Before she got married.
Before she's Ranzik, yeah.
So they would be members of the club where I was working at. Huh?
Is she still part of you?
I don't know. I haven't seen her in a
No,
while.
she just quit.
Oh, really?
Her last day was like 3 days
I heard
ago.
about that one.
And now Maria's the head host.
Oh,
I heard
like
well, good for her.
Yeah,
you
it's
know.
awesome.
She's been there for about
Yeah.
a year now. I mean, I've seen her there. So.
Maria? Yeah, Maria's was like, I don't know what you call it. Not a co-host, but yeah, she was like one of the co-hosts, I guess, but now she's the Juliana
It's so
Rancic.
funny because she was.
Should get Maria over
when
here.
I saw Maria one day. She was.
Definitely ask her. We could probably get Maria on.
Hey, let's go.
Get Maria over here.
No promises, but I'll text her when I leave here and be like,
Yeah.
these guys love you.
Yeah, I remember when she was on Extra, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
extra,
she started off
extra with
with,
Mario Lopez. And
I think she was there like way before.
No, she
do you
came out on
remember her
WrestleMania.
from One Tree Hill? Did you ever
No,
watch
she
One
was
Tree
on
Hill?
One Tree Hill?
She was Keith's girlfriend.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have to go back and look.
You gotta go back and watch. That was my favorite show ever. So I was like, when I like met her, I was like, you are. Wait a second, and then I heard her laugh, and I'm like, oh my god, you are Keith's girlfriend. And I always tell her, I'm like, that was my favorite show.
Oh my god.
It's Small
I have to
World.
Go back and look.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yep.
Damn. My favorite show is Judge Judy.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know why, but
So is my grandma's.
You know what? This is picking on David Day. You know what? You know what, David?
Judge
keep on
Judy's
picking.
You can just go pray to Daniel Bryan.
I am.
Yeah, his candles
Nobody does.
going low.
Everybody says I have him up there like Jesus.
Right there.
He is like Jesus. Yes.
His son actually did that artwork. He's done all the artwork in here.
Really?
Yes. His son did it.
That's so
That was
awesome.
my
Thanks.
2-year anniversary gift.
It was a birthday gift, right?
No, anniversary for
Was it
being
a-
here 2 years.
That is
I
so
remember.
cool.
Yes.
You don't deserve it.
We're
but
gonna
still.
add you. I'm promising you right now.
Oh, right. Well,
And
I'm
I'm telling
getting
you.
shirts made, so
Okay. Well, we want to carry him,
I would love to.
but I'm
To have that
promising you
happen.
right now. As soon as you make your NXT debut,
Uh-huh.
you're hearing it. I'm going to bug Anthony, your son,
Mm-hmm.
to make your board and put it up here.
The Hall of
I'm
Going
gonna-
on the ceiling of
the
fame.
ceiling
All
of fame.
we need you to do is come back whenever you're in LA and sign it.
I am going to
signing
hold
for
you
that.
to that.
Okay.
I'm gonna hold you
as
to that.
soon as you sign that deal,
You will.
I'm gonna call you.
You'll be there.
I'm gonna tweet you or
You might as well reserve
Hey, you remember?
reserve her spot
Yeah.
now.
You know
Wait, find some space.
what? You name
Find
the
your
spot
space
right
now,
and
and
we're
that's
gonna-
where you're going.
That's where you're going.
That's where you're
oh
going.
my god.
That's where you're going.
Um. Okay, I gotta find my spot. Who do I want to be next to?
Let me see. Who?
These are
The
all-
exit part is David. That's his spot right there.
These are so cool. Is that Lita?
No, this.
Lita's over here.
Lita's on the wall.
Oh, yeah.
She's right there.
Bad.
Those are Hall of Famers.
All right, we'll figure this out later. I gotta
Yeah.
pick a good spot.
Yeah, we're gonna-
It's gotta be just the right
It's gonna
spot.
be the right spot, and I promise you, as soon as you,
It's like your grave. Like you want to be buried next to the right people, right?
as soon as I find out you sign, you're going to NXT, I'm going to bug you,
mausoleum.
and I'm gonna say, hey, before you take off to Florida,
Yes.
you need to come over here and sign a board,
I will do it.
and that's
Done
it.
deal.
And you're up on the ceiling of
Done
fame.
deal.
Right, Butchie?
Definitely.
Right?
For sure. Yes.
He's like,
Butcher's still waiting to go up on the ceiling of fame.
I know.
Butcher should be on the
Honestly,
ceiling of fame.
Oh, look at that! You got a fan.
I do.
I really appreciate
Now
it.
you have two.
You should.
I want to be right in the middle.
Oh, 3. Sorry, I
Three
forgot
fans.
about Roy. I still have none. Unbelievable.
Is that Rock'em Sock'em Wrestlers?
No, those are Create Superstars.
Oh, that is cool.
Yes.
Very cool.
Well, you want to tell everybody how to reach you?
Yeah, guys, you can find me on Tough Daria on all of your social media. You can find me at Daria Berenato or Daria the Jersey Devil at my fan page on Facebook. What else? Oh, you can follow me on AfterBuzz TV. I'm there every Sunday evening talking about all of the UFC updates that happen on Saturday evenings. I'm also doing Bar Rescue on Mondays at AfterBuzz TV. And you guys can see me in NXT pretty soon because I know that I'm going to be there.
6
And
months.
I need you guys to help me get there. So let's go.
Consider it done.
Team Jersey Devil.
Team Jersey Devil.
Yeah.
YouTuber and watch.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
you're
can watch
gonna
my
see-
fights on YouTube.
You're gonna see why I was intimidated.
I
You're gonna see.
keep telling everyone I'm going to post a picture of my face after my last fight. I'll show you guys later, but I think it's too gruesome to post. We'll talk about it. But thank you so much. It was
Oh,
so
no,
awesome
thank
talking
you.
to all three of
Thank
you.
Oh, definitely.
Thank
My
you.
pleasure. You're more beautiful in person and the most toughest, what? How can I put it?
You can't say the.
Biatch?
I was going to say biatch,
Devil?
but nah,
Yeah, there you go. The toughest devil.
I won't say devil. Biatch is better.
Biatch is better?
I like
Okay.
devil.
That's what he
You
likes.
want to say her name one more time? See if you get it right.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Did it go? Wait, no, it's Daria Berenato.
Daria!
Daria.
She said it
Daria!
with the accent.
That's what everyone says.
Daria.
They're like, it's
Daria.
just with your accent.
You know, I said the last name with the Spanish accent. though.
It was kind of Italian.
You're
Berenato.
Italian, right?
Berenato.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there, Berenato.
Italiano.
Well, let's give her a round of applause, guys.
Thank you.
Grazie,
No,
grazie,
grazie,
grazie.
grazie. That's all I know.
All right, guys. Thank you again for listening. For Roy,
Prego.
Butcher, David, we are
Out.
Hey.